the report came out that it was 2017 when the sign stealing stuff that got everybody in trouble over there was going on, and that some of it took place in 2018 when you were there. What can you tell us about what you knew and where things stand for you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I can say, first of all, is spoke to the commissioner's office as part of that process, trying to basically just participate there and cooperate as much as possible. So I went through that process. It's a pretty short conversation. I mean, from my kind of perspective, there's really not kind of tons of information from my side, but I understand the interest in the story and, association with the team at the time. So, I understand there's going to be questions about that, but, that was kind of my first part of that in the off season.
And in 2018, were you aware of anything going on? Were you aware of things being used, technology, how it was being used?
In 2017, I'm the minor league coordinator. And 2018, my experience wasn't really like kind of a lot of stuff that's kind of coming out in the media now. So I did not really experience a lot of conversation with players, staff, anything like that that had to do with anything that I thought was not legal, going on there.
What did you feel if you had seen something? Was there an avenue for you to say anything?
I think that would have been really tough. So I understand, from whether it's different players, staff members, whatever the case may be, I could kind of go back to that time, and I do think that would have been a tough position to be in. I didn't feel like there was any, like looking around, like I said, conversations with staff, players, or just looking around. I didn't really feel like I was watching or witnessing anything that was out of the ordinary. So that was my kind of experience with, my time there in 2018.
How much were you in the dugout during 2018?
The whole year.
During
the game, you're out there at the beginning, but then it just depends on what happens in the game.
Okay.
So maybe you're going out to, back in the cage to help a guy get ready for the game, whatever the case may be, or it's later in the game and you're expecting something to happen in the bullpen. I mean, that's just part of the normal role of the assistant hitting coach.
As this has all kind of come unfurled, do you think back to some of the success? Do you question some of the offensive success that happened there?
I don't. If yes or no, I think so highly of the talent and the ability of the players in the lineup that was there. So I understand. I don't know how much. I think I've read some stuff, or you see some people trying to figure out, well, how much would knowing the signs help here or there? Obviously, it seems like there would be a benefit. I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. I do kind of know that, like, if there's nothing that's 100% foolproof, so guys might change their sign, or you think a pitcher has a tip. Just watching the game, you think a pitcher has a tip and maybe he doesn't. I know that's personally for me, that's makes me question if I'm watching a pitcher and I think he's doing something, am I going to say that to the player or not? Because maybe I'm seeing it and the other player doesn't. So I am usually thinking about that side of it, like how much of this is like a distraction or taking away from focusing on the things that we need to do that we know about in the game. So
if you had to do it all again, what would you have done differently in your role?
I don't think I would have done anything differently in my role. The signs, even just in general, especially like at that time for me, were not really high on my radar, or like personally, right? Like there's enough of other things or enough responsibilities that I have to get ready for the game and kind of understanding what's going on, adjusting to the big leagues, that type of thing. So I don't think there would have been something that I really did or would have done differently because, like looking back, there was nothing to do differently.
So did you know any of it was going on at the time?
I didn't. Like I said, I don't feel like I was watching or witnessing anything that was not like normal, especially with like one of the things that happened a lot in 2018 is there's a MLB representative basically in the the video room outside of where the dugout is. I mean, I'm there a lot. Like, I'm sitting in that part of the dugout, and there's a video right behind, and you're like, I do that in St. Louis too. Like, you're checking the at bats. Where was this pitch? Where was that pitch? So between that and like having representatives there and that kind of thing, I don't feel like there was anything that I was seeing that was out of the ordinary.
Jeff, what were
Do you
your
know of
comments?
any equipment being used? I mean, there's been questions whether or not there were buzzers and jerseys, or you were there
I
at
would
the
be
time
re-
when they were accused of whistling.
I don't want to get into like the speculation part of it. My reaction to that is like, that seems very extreme. I would be surprised. Like, that would be a surprise to me. I never saw anything like that.
How is it? The commissioner's office said that, and I'm sorry for all these questions, but the commissioner's office said that in 2018 there was some stuff going on that was illegal in regards to sign stealing. But so basically they're saying that other people did know, but you did not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading the commissioner's report and a lot of the information that's coming out. Like, I read the 9 pages and whatever, and that stuff kind of just like you were. I mean, I'm saying that like it's possible. But no, that's not something that was really like. I don't feel like that would be news to me. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Jeff, what were your conversations with the Cardinals like after you had the conversation with the commissioner's office and you had your interview there? Was there a long conversation with the front office here about what that would have looked like, or were they?
Not really. It was the same. I talked to the commissioner's office, and then talked to Mo and the guys here, and it was the same thing. Like, I get kind of the questions, and I want to try to answer the questions as like forthcoming as I can. But there's really not. I mean, from my perspective, I felt like there's really not a lot to say.
Was that just you and Mo, or you, Mo, and Schilt? Like, who was looped into that discussion?
Yeah, it was important to me to talk to Mo and Schulte, like in particular, and just talk to guys about like what was going on and just be out front, about kind of the, I think my kind of association with the team in 2018, and then also, I think to be aware of a lot of the questions and things that are going to be associated with that.
When you hear that numerous people that you worked with and trusted, people that in your coaching staff and GMs and such knew or were cheating, because it's clearly been proven that they're cheating. How does that? I mean, that had to have hit you emotionally. What was your reaction when you heard that?
I'm honestly trying not to have a lot of a reaction right now because there's still information that's coming out. There's a lot of really good kind of people that I've felt or still feel fortunate to have been around in my career in Houston. A lot of people that I trust and really respect.